In the year 1900, a team of Greek sponge divers, seeking shelter from a violent storm, anchored their ship off the coast of a remote island called Antikythera. When the storm passed, they decided to dive, hoping to salvage their lost day's work. One of the divers, Ilias Stadiatis, surfaced moments later, babbling in terror about a horrifying heap of dead, naked women on the seafloor. The ship's captain, Dimitrios Kontos, dove down to investigate. What he found was not a gruesome scene, but something far more extraordinary. The wreckage of an ancient Roman cargo ship, lost for 2 millennia beneath the waves. It was one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the age. For months, they painstakingly recovered what they could: magnificent bronze statues, marble sculptures, and delicate glassware. And amongst the treasures, they found something else. It was a lump, a piece of corroded bronze and rotted wood, about the size of a large book, so unassuming it was almost discarded. For months it sat, forgotten, in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. But one day, a curator noticed that the corroded lump had cracked open, revealing something impossible. Inside were gears. Dozens of tiny, intricate bronze gears with triangular teeth as fine as those in a modern clock. This was technological heresy. History was clear. Complex gear trains like this weren't invented for another 1,000 years, during the age of cathedral clocks in medieval Europe. What was this device? An ancient navigation tool? A strange kind of clock? No one knew. For decades, the Antikythera Mechanism, as it came to be known, remained an enigma. A single, inexplicable gear out of place in the grand machine of history.
For more than 70 years, the Antikythera Mechanism remained silent, its internal secrets locked behind layers of fossilized sea stone and corroded bronze. To dismantle it would be to destroy it. But in the late 20th century, science finally caught up with the mystery. Using advanced industrial X-rays and 3-dimensional CT scans, researchers did the impossible. They peered inside the calcified lump without touching it. What they saw left them speechless. Beneath the crust were 37 individual bronze gears, meshing together with mathematical precision. But more importantly, the scans revealed thousands of tiny ancient Greek inscriptions hidden on the inside plates, essentially a user manual. It wasn't a clock, and it wasn't a compass. It was the world's first analog computer. To use it, a person would turn a hand crank on the side. This single input set the entire gear train in motion, calculating multiple complex astronomical cycles simultaneously. On the front dial, a golden pointer tracked the sun's path through the zodiac, while a second, rotating black and white ball showed the exact phase of the moon. On the back, the mechanism featured 2 large spiral dials. The top dial tracked the Metonic cycle, a 19-year calendar aligning the sun and the moon. A smaller dial inside it even predicted the cycles of the ancient Olympic Games. But it was the bottom spiral dial that truly defied belief. This was the Saros dial, used to predict solar and lunar eclipses down to the exact hour, centuries in advance. It even calculated the direction of the shadow and the color of the eclipsed moon.
But perhaps the most complex part of the machine was the Planetary Display. Using an ingenious system of pin and slot gears to replicate the variable speed of orbiting bodies, the mechanism could track the movements of the 5 planets known to the ancient Greeks: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. All of this was housed in a wooden box no larger than a shoebox, a complete working model of the cosmos, held in the palm of an ancient hand.
The existence of the Antikythera Mechanism doesn't just challenge our understanding of ancient Greece, it completely shatters our timeline of human technology. Before its discovery, Historians believed that the level of mathematical engineering required to build such precise, complex gear trains didn't emerge until medieval Europe. The Antikythera Mechanism proves that the ancients weren't just thinkers and philosophers. They were master engineers, over 1,000 years ahead of their time. But this revelation carries a haunting question. If the ancient world possessed the technology to build a mechanical computer in the 1st century BC, what happened to it? Why did this incredible knowledge vanish from the Earth, forcing humanity to wait a millennium to reinvent the wheel? The answer lies in the volatile, shifting sands of history. The fall of the Hellenistic world, combined with wars, economic collapse, and the loss of written records, meant that this highly specialized craftsmanship simply died out. The master workshops were destroyed, the secrets forgotten, and the devices themselves melted down for weapons. Had this technology survived, our modern digital age might have begun centuries ago. We might have reached the stars before we ever crossed the Atlantic. The Antikythera Mechanism is a stark, beautiful reminder that progress is not a straight line. It is a fragile flame that must be actively kept alive. It forces us to look at the ancient ruins of our world, not just as monuments of stone, but as the remains of lost, brilliant futures. If this journey through time and science blew your mind, please give this video a like. And to make sure you never miss another guide to the world's greatest mysteries, subscribe to another how-to guru. And finally, let me know in the comments, what do you think the world would look like today if this technology had never been lost? Thank you for watching. And as always, keep asking questions.